BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24 is brought to you by BadgerMax Premium Sports Drinks. Drink it to the max. Menards. Save big money at Menards. Wisconsin Lutheran College. American Family Insurance. And by Durzon and Menard. They work for the average Joe. Additional support has been provided by the U.S. Army, the Marines, Goodwill, and Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome to the BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week. We're live at the newly renovated Custer Stadium as Milwaukee Vincent takes on Milwaukee Madison in a city conference showdown. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike McGivern. I'm with Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan, and this is the Fan pregame show. I'm joined by the two head coaches tonight's game, Travis Brigham from Milwaukee Vincent, Keith Mosley from Milwaukee Madison. Coach, let's start with you. Assistant coach at Madison for how many years?
Since 08.
Since 08, and now the head coach. Moving over a couple inches on that bench, man, that's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. A lot more paperwork, but good team and just a little bit more work.
Yeah. Coach, same thing. 2 years, second year as your head coach here.
Second year, correct.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Young guy, head coach here at Milwaukee Vincent. How you feeling about it?
Feeling pretty good. Again, I took over an 0-9 team 2 years ago, and we're working our way up, just kind of going through the same process as he just said. A lot of paperwork that I didn't realize was ever involved with the game.
Yeah, you bet. Hey guys, we're 1-3, both teams 1-3 in conference, and at this point, hard to keep these kids focused on game-to-game stuff, practice to practice, without knowing you're not going to make the playoffs, but trying to build for the future.
Yes, that's what we're trying to do. That's the theme that we've been doing here at Madison. We have a lot of young players, and they're starting to buy into the system here right now. So they know we're young, but they know that in the next few years, it will be our time.
Chance. Coach, same question. Okay. Again, keeping these kids focused when they know that playoffs are not going to happen for them this year, wondering how hard that is job for you?
It's been a little bit of a challenge past week and a half, but we've got a lot of juniors that are playing for their pride right now, a lot of seniors that are playing for their pride. We've got 8 seniors on the team that play quite a bit, and again, that pride's big for them, so they want to come out strong.
Hey, last question for both you guys. You know, in a number of schools, they have junior programs or feeder programs. City Conference doesn't really have that. How much does that affect your program and having kids come out as freshmen and staying through their senior year?
Well, for our freshmen, we typically send out a letter for the incoming freshmen and a phone call, just try and get as many out as we can.
Right.
The lack of a feeder program definitely impacts it. Wish we could get one. We're working with the NCSL to try and develop one, but that's a work in progress right now.
You know, Coach, same question, and you went to Madison.
Yeah.
So you've been in the city conference. How difficult is that, not having a youth program, feeder program?
It's very difficult. You know, last year we didn't have a freshman program. This year that was our main emphasis, to make sure we get a freshman program up in there. You know, it's difficult. You know, you just got to try to find some kids and just get the numbers, and hopefully you can get a decent amount to stay on the next following few years.
Yeah, as you guys know, football's a numbers game. So,
yes.
Guys, I'm going to cut you loose. On the other side of the break, Terry Kelly and John Weiser will get you the keys of the game. This is the BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week, only on My 24.
Welcome back to Custer Stadium, everyone. A city conference showdown out of the Blackburn division tonight as Milwaukee Vincent gets set to take on Milwaukee Madison. Along with Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you. A little bit of rain here tonight, but with the new field turf and everything else here, it's not going to matter too much.
No, they've done a fantastic job renovating the stadium, new stands, obviously the turf, excellent lighting. So I think everything's set for a wonderful game.
There are 1-3 teams in city conference play, and what can we expect here tonight? What do you think?
Well, I think they're playing for pride, and they know that both coaches are trying to have their programs end on a high note, get on the upswing, and they've been working hard. We visited their practices and seem to have a lot of enthusiasm. So hopefully that's going to translate into an excellent game.
We hope it'll be an excellent game here tonight. Let's start with some of the players we're going to keep an eye on. First for Milwaukee Vincent, that running tandem they have in the backfield.
Jalen Nelson, the running back, and Kenneth Scott is the fullback leading the way, and they commented what an excellent blocker he is.
Then on defense, we talk about Anthony Luckett and Julius Small. There we've got, I think, the emotional leader and the captain.
Right, and Julius Small is only a junior, but he's done such a fine job this year. Coach has had nothing but praise for him.
Of course, Luckett, the emotional leader, if you will, the spiritual leader back there.
Yeah, and a linebacker, and really plugs the hole quickly.
Then for Milwaukee Madison, Jordan Jackson and Elijah Cook. Cook going both ways tonight.
Right, and Jordan Jackson, we're not quite sure where he's going to line up. He's a running back. They say he's going to have to take some time with the Wildcat formation and act as their quarterback. Their quarterback's out for this game.
Defensively, what we can see from Cook on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, we're going to see Elijah Cook lining up as a defensive end, and then Cameron Wright, who is the defensive back, who will also go under center tonight as the quarterback. So a number of guys going both ways.
That leads us now to our BadgerMax keys to the ball game tonight. Terry, how do you have it drawn up?
Well, for Vincent, they have to limit penalties. They've been crippled all year with penalties. They need to sustain their blocks. They've had trouble doing that. And more than anything, they're saying we can't have second half letdowns. 4 of the 5 games they've lost, they were leading, and they lost it in the second half.
Let's head to Milwaukee Madison. What do they need to do tonight?
They have to protect the football. Fumbles, interceptions have given it away. They want to make sure they stop Nelson and Scott. They have to do that. And their young offensive line has to come together and give them a little push upfield.
Madison Knights have won 4 of the last 5 between these two schools. We'll have the kickoff for you next. Coming up, our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24. It's the Vincent Vikings and the Madison Knights, our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights tonight. And the maroon and black Vikings against the green and black Knights here tonight. So it should be an exciting contest here out of the City Conference. We're at Custer Stadium in Milwaukee. On the beautiful northwest side, John Weiser, Terry Kelly with you tonight. And we're getting set for our national anthem as the combined color guard United States Army, United States Marine Color Guard presenting our colors at the center of the field and our national anthem here this evening. Vincent will be in the white jerseys tonight. Madison in the dark jerseys this evening as you get a look at our game ball presentation tonight, delivered by Sergeant Brandon Watson, a Marine recruiter with the reserve station here on Milwaukee's north side, and presenting it to our officiating crew here tonight, headed up by Ike Moore, our referee. Brand new field turf here at Custer Stadium. New design here with the bleachers and new lighting, new press box, new facility here. Bill Molbeck should be very proud of how this turned out.
Oh, they've done an amazing job both here and at South Division at the Old South Stadium.
Well, prior to tonight's game, Andrew Burns of BadgerMax Premium Sports Drinks, along with our officiating crew and team captains, took part in the pregame coin toss. We're proud and excited to have BadgerMax, a Wisconsin product, as such a big part of our Thursday Night Lights telecast this season. Thank you, Andrew and Kevin Mazza as well, for all they do with BadgerMax.
Which goal you want to defend? All right, put your back this way. Okay, you guys come around. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in closer. Don't walk away from me. Yeah, one to toss, elected to receive. Vincent will be kicking. Guys, we'll be going in about 20 minutes. Good luck to you. Let's shake it up again.
Ike Moore, our referee tonight, and we have him mic'd up as well. So that'll be interesting evening tonight. He's a very jovial individual out there, and enjoyed talking with him prior to the ball game tonight. So you saw Madison will receive, and they will defend to our left. Vikings will kick it off at the 35-yard line.
One of the first things that'll be interesting to see is just who is going to be at the quarterback position, whether it's going to be Jordan Jackson in the Wildcat or Cameron Wright under center.
And the kick, the driving kick, Jericho Rhymes will take across the 20. Up the middle of the 25, breaking a tackle across the 30 and slung down at the 35-yard line. So Madison will get things started here on offense. James Morgan on special teams making the stop for Vincent. And our first play from scrimmage will take place from the 35-yard line. This will be interesting tonight. Jordan Jackson going to be taking some snaps. Normally the running back has 31 rushes for 55 yards. Will take the first snap tonight. He will hand it off to Cameron Wright, trying to work the left side. Got across the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard. Nasir Briggs in on the stop for the Vincent Vikings.
Now, before the game, Coach Mosley, Keith Mosley for Madison, said he looked at Jordan Jackson probably taking about 15, 16 snaps in that Wildcat, and then they'd move Cameron Wright in under center to take advantage of Jackson as a running back.
Up front, Hassani Hughes, Cullen Bailey, Isaiah Legou, Kawani Williams, Wayne Haley, Elijah Cook is the split end. Devonta Lacey Hayes is the tight end. This is Jackson going to keep it, loses the football. It's on the turf at the 28, and the Vincent Vikings have recovered. Travis Carter on top of it there, making the strip. And then the recovery by Julius Small, the defensive end for Vincent. Will get one more look. Right there on the tackle. And that was one of the keys to the game tonight for Madison, protect the football.
Yeah, they've been plagued all year by either interceptions or fumbles, and it's come back to bite them again. Now we'll have to see if Vincent's going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity.
Vincent will take it at the Knight 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Michael Rogers, the quarterback, will duck in under center. And he'll fake the pitch. He'll hand it off inside. And getting a couple that time was Kenneth Scott. Scott, the fullback, a senior, brought down by Hassani Hughes for the Knights. Take a look at the Vincent offense here tonight. Rogers at quarterback. Scott and Bogan, the running tandem with a tight end and split ends. Nasir Briggs, Andre Gregory, and Jalen Nelson. Small, Gallion, Pitchford, Moody up front, along with Marlik Pitchford. Offset eye on 2nd down and 8, and they'll pitch it out. This is Jalen Nelson around the right side with some room inside the 20. Down the far sideline, avoids the tackle and steps out of bounds inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. 19-yard run. Jordan Jackson ushered him out to the far boundary.
Nelson on the year has scored 7 touchdowns. I think it's interesting to note that Michael Rogers is only 25 of 83. Vincent's going to make its living on the ground tonight.
1st and goal from the 8. We've made the Power Zone here tonight. Want to welcome the great folks at Goodwill as a sponsor this season. When a team drives inside their opponent's 20-yard line, they've entered the Power Zone, brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work.
And a drop of the snap by the quarterback. Broken play there as Rogers wrestled down. Hit almost immediately by Cameron Wright that time on that bad snap.
Cameron Wright, another one of the two-way players for Madison this evening.
So the snap got back there, Rogers just dropped it. Again, it is wet out here. It is the field turf. It rained pretty hard between 4:30 and 5:30 this evening out here at Custer Stadium. Again, a reminder, BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. 2nd and goal from the 7, far hash mark. They'll pitch it coming back near side. And a stutter step by Jalen Nelson gets inside the 5 and finally wrestled down near the 3 for a pickup of about 4. Elijah Cook there defensively, and Cook very busy, one of the guys we featured on defense for Madison.
Right, and Jalen Nelson has rushed for over 600 yards already this season, getting a few looks from Mississippi Valley State.
So 3rd and goal from the 3. Again, Vincent recovering the fumble, trying to capitalize on the takeaway. That's something Vincent has been able to do, get off to good starts this season, especially first half. Scoring points not a problem. Rogers will survey the line of scrimmage. He'll hand it off. This is Nelson coming around the right side. Nelson's 2nd, 3rd effort near the goal line, and he's going to be stopped short. Just enough Madison defenders to get there and deny him the end zone. 4 or 5 Knights that time ganging up on Jalen Nelson. So just denied, just near the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that front 4 for Madison, it's kind of an all-class defensive line. They've got a freshman in there, a sophomore, and 2 seniors.
4th and goal from the 1. And Rogers calls his own number, follows his center, Deshaun Gallion, into the end zone. Touchdown, Vincent Vikings. They go for it on 4th down. Sean Cunningham was right there, but just enough of a push by Gallion, the center, to open up the lane for Rogers, and the touchdown is 3rd of the season.
185-pound center, only a sophomore. It's one of those young kids that Coach Travis Brigham was talking about in the pregame, needing to kind of come along this year.
They will go for 2. Nasir Briggs will line up wide to the right side. Offset eye in the backfield behind Michael Rogers. He'll give it to the fullback, dives forward in for the 2. Kenneth Scott in for the 2-point conversion, getting around Hassani Hughes that time for the 2-pointer. So an 8-0 lead for Vincent. They capitalize on the fumble recovery, march at 28 yards, scoring on the 4th down play. Let's go down to the sideline, and Kara.
So much, guys. I've got Craig Swantek, Director of Transfer Admissions with Wisconsin Lutheran College. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about Wisconsin Lutheran College?
Absolutely. We're a Christian liberal arts college. We're located right on the border between Wauwatosa and Milwaukee. Got 38 different majors, so lots of variety for students to choose from. We've been regularly ranked as one of the top schools in the country. And so it's a great choice whether you're a high school student looking for your school, transfer student looking to move on to a different college, or if you're an adult learner, someone who's working, trying to finish your degree. Any of those situations, we can provide you a great education.
And where can any of those folks get more information?
The best thing is going to our website at wlc.edu, but we also have great visit opportunities, and one of those is coming up on Friday, October 30th. We've got a Discovery Day, so we'd love to see people visit that as well.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and of course, all of your support through Thursday Night Lights.
Hey, our pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Back to you guys.
Kara, thank you so much. 28-yard drive on the fumble recovery. And so Gregory will kick this one to the far side. It will bounce its way out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. So good field position here for the Madison Knights, their 2nd drive of the ball game.
Now Vincent's accustomed to getting out to the early lead, and Coach Travis Brigham said what we have to be able to do tonight, though, is sustain that over 4 quarters, not give that lead up. So I'm sure that they've been talking about that all through the week, trying to make sure that that's one of the corrections they make going forward.
Mike Moore, our referee here tonight. Kickoff going out of bounds, so the procedure call will move the football out to the 35-yard line here for the Madison Knights. Let's see what they do on drive number 2. This is going to be Cameron Wright taking snaps here. He'll work in under center with Jackson lined up as a tailback. And it'll be Wright buried in the backfield. Julius Small getting off quickly off that line of scrimmage, able to make the play. Small recovered that fumble that set up the touchdown drive for the Vikings. So a loss of 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, Coach Mosley is really happy with the play of Julius so far this year. He's got 15 tackles for a loss. Got another one added to the total right there.
Small, Taper, Pitchford, and Ojai Hicks up front. Carter, Luckett, and Scott your linebackers, with Nelson, Bogan, Sims, and Coles your secondary. 2nd down and 12 from the 33-yard line. Wright again fakes the pitch. Will try and circle left, and he's not going to get anywhere. First man in there was Nasir Briggs. Ball came out. Vincent thinks they have it. Let's see. And no signal yet. So Wright trying to carry that football. I think it was Anthony Luckett who got to him. They're going to rule him down by contact, I believe, here. So a loss on the play sets up 3rd and long as we head to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
So guys, listen to some of the Madison coaches, the defensive line coach talking to the defensive lineman saying, look, you're standing straight up this early in the game. We've got some problems. He wants them to stay a little bit lower. Also wants their linebackers to get a little bit more active.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Not much signaling here by the officials. They're going to give the ball to the Vikings. They're going to rule that a fumble.
Yeah, I think there was a case very much. You had a player out of position trying to play quarterback, not quite sure. So between Cameron Wright and Jalen Nelson, they kind of got their plays crossed.
So it will be Vincent football. 2nd turnover of the ball game going Vincent's way. They lead at 8-0. Madison turning it over on 2 fumbles here. And the toss will go back. Nelson coming around the near side. Nelson inside the 20 with a penalty marker down. Devonta Lacey Hayes there defensively. But we'll check out the penalty marker.
Holding, offense, number 34. That's a 10-yard penalty. You're going from the spot. It's still first down.
They'll go on the tight end, Andre Gregory. Let's see if we can see it here. Right there. Is on the inside part of the line of scrimmage, so 10-yard penalty moves it back to the 38-yard line, make it the 37-yard line.
This is a case where passing is not the forte for the Vincent Vikings, so it'll be interesting to see if they're going to just continue try running the ball or they're going to turn Michael Rogers loose.
And they'll hand it off. This is Jalen Nelson trying to get the right side. A good job by the Knight defense to string that play all the way out for minimal gain. Getting down there, Javante Wade, reserve linebacker there for the Knights.
Now, if you're Milwaukee Madison and you've scouted Vincent, you're going to say, if we follow the fullback, number 27, Kenneth Scott, we're going to know where the ball is, because quite often he's leading Jalen Nelson.
Cook, Cunningham, Bailey, and Travis up front. Jordan, Thompson, and Wright, the linebackers, with Barnes and Phillips, along with Rhymes and Kiles in the secondary for Madison. 2nd and 16. Nelson again. Nelson stacked up. Cameron Wright in there once again. Check that that's Travis Carter on his first carry tonight. Carter, the senior running back. Had quite a ball game against Milwaukee North a few weeks back. 3 touchdowns in that ball game for Travis Carter.
Yeah, for both sides, that's their victory in the city conference. They both have defeated North. So this game is trying to see, all right, who's going to go one up on this in the conference.
3rd and 15. Again, that holding penalty pushing Vincent back behind the sticks here. 3rd and 15 from the 32. First pass of the ball game. They'll launch it out there, complete the pass to Briggs, and Briggs brought down near the 30-yard line. Only a short gain of about 2. Looked like Devon Phillips was in there, the corner on that far side. Nasir Briggs, the sophomore, with the first reception. Now we'll see what Vincent will do here, facing 4th and long. Clock continues to roll here. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Already an 8-0 Vincent lead.
There are two teams that prefer to run the ball more than pass. Time is going to fly by rather quickly.
Vincent's going to take a timeout. Let's see. Nope. Thought Vincent might be taking a timeout here before the play clock goes. Now they'll wind the clock. Kenneth Scott will line up now in a slot to the right side. The single back is Jalen Nelson. It'll be 4th and 13 from the 30. They want to throw. And they'll dump it off short. It goes incomplete. Pass intended for Kenneth Scott. Broken up by Lorenzo Kiles, and so Madison will take over when we come back. 4:21 to go here in the first quarter. Vincent on top of Madison, 8-0. Our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24. First and 10 Madison with 4:21 to go here. This season, first downs are sponsored by Wisconsin Lutheran College, located in Milwaukee, a comprehensive Christian college offering 37 undergraduate majors and accelerated degree completion program for adult learners and graduate degree options. Learn more at WLC.edu. Penalty before the snap.
False start, offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So penalties and the fumble have hurt Madison here early on.
Right, and obviously when you don't have your regular starting quarterback and you've pressed 2 guys into service or not accustomed to that, snap counts off, center quarterback exchange is never definite, and then if you go to the shotgun, things get even more complicated.
Jackson will take the snap, hit as he's thrown, ball in the air, it is tipped, knocked down, incomplete. Nearly intercepted out there by Vincent. Travis Carter and Nasir Briggs both out there for the Vikings. We get one more look. That should have been a pick.
Right after that, all of a sudden I saw Anthony Luckett doing push-ups. There must be a penalty if you drop the on their team. If you miss an interception, because he dropped right down and cranked off about 5.
Well, we told you he's the emotional leader on defense here for this Vincent team, so lead by example perhaps. 2nd down 15. Ball to 25-yard line. Once again, they'll work from the gun. And the snap goes over Wright's head. Loose inside the 10. Still on the turf inside the 5, and Vincent has recovered again. Julius Small, I believe, once again, his 2nd fumble recovery tonight.
Right, you can understand why the coach was so excited about Julius Small. Travis Bigham said, this guy is just such a ball of fire. 10 sacks on the year to go along with his 15 tackles for loss.
So another turnover here by the Knights sets up Vincent 1st and goal at the 2. Michael Rogers, the quarterback. He'll have the I formation. Scott, the fullback. Nelson, the tailback. Edwards split left. Nasir Briggs split to the right. Penalty marker flies at the snap. Vincent gets it into the end zone, but let's check out the penalty here. Colin Bailey got there as the defender, but the flag thrown by the back judge at the snap. Once again, Ike Moore, our referee tonight.
Anticipation, defense, that's a 15-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal, still first down.
Let's take one more look here.
It was almost all of the Packers last week when they gave it off to Kuhn. Let him dive in. I'm sure Kenneth Scott basically is the blocking back, like the idea of getting the score.
I was going to say, he got it in the end zone. The result of the play was the touchdown, so he declined the penalty. So now you go for 2. Get one more look here on the touchdown run by Kenneth Scott. 5th touchdown of the year for Scott. Once again, the Vikings will go for 2. So capitalizing on 2 Madison fumbles, cashing those into points tonight early. They're going to throw the fade route back of the end zone. Receiver is there, and Jalen Edwards makes the catch for the 2-point conversion. And it's 16-0 in favor of the Vikings.
So when we talked to Coach Brigham, they said, no, we're not a very proficient passing offense, but we're very good at the fade. That's their 7th 2-point conversion on the season off the fade pass.
Yeah, he was quick to point that out at practice on Monday, and he says that when we have to throw the fade, he says, not a problem. Anything else deep, anything over the middle, we can't seem to connect.
Well, if you've got that one go-to play and you've really perfected it, ride that horse.
I'm sure you and Dick had a go-to play at Marquette all those years, right? What was your favorite play?
Oh, we loved the boot pass. Yeah. Dick loved the boot pass. I just kind of sat there and scratched my head, trying to figure out what was going on.
So 2 fumbles by Madison, leading to 2 scores for Vincent, and quickly the Knights falling behind here.
Both recovered by Julius Small. So some of the players that we featured in the pregame are certainly coming to light.
Well, they got Jackson back here returning kicks now for Milwaukee Madison. Andre Gregory will kick this one to Jackson. He'll take it at his own 15. Up the middle to the 20, 25, 30. Big hole up the middle. Here comes Jackson down the far sideline. One man to beat. Jackson will be brought down inside the 5. Chased down by Travis Carter, came all the way across the formation. Carter was lined up here as the near man, the near gunner, and he came all the way downfield to save the touchdown.
You know, we talked about these players really doing it for pride. He could easily have just said, okay, let him go. It wasn't going to be the case.
Jordan Jackson, 3 yards short of getting it into the end zone. That'll fire up the Knights here. They will have it 1st and goal inside the 2. So they switch things up. Normally they've got both Jericho Rimes and Elijah Thompson back there, but it was Jackson standing deep to take that kick.
Jackson's been the leading carrier all year, so I can understand why they've made that switch.
Cameron Wright will get in under center. 1st and goal from the 2. And Wright trying to spin his way forward and be brought down near the 1-yard line. Marlik Pitchford, the man immediately in on Wright that time.
Yeah, I'm sure both line coaches, defensive line coach and the offensive line coach, are going to see their players play with the pad level down. They're both kind of standing up, walking into each other. And I'm sure, you know, we talked about one of the things that they hope to do a lot better this week, Madison, was kind of drive that ball, get off the mark.
Lorenzo Kiles will bring the play in here. 2nd and goal from the 1 for Madison. They trail by 2 scores here, still in the 1st quarter. We're in the Goodwill Power Zone, brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work. And Wright again, trying to move the pile forward. No signal yet. Brought down by Anthony Luckett. Luckett with a fumble recovery tonight as well. So they will mark it just short of the goal line inside the 1. That nose of the pigskin just short of the goal line itself. 3rd and goal here for Milwaukee Madison.
Quite a bit of time running here. It'd be interesting to see if the back judge there start to signal the count.
Trying to take advantage of the 78-yard return by Jackson here. Right, will hand it off. Collision in the backfield. They're not going to get it in. denied that time. And Anthony Luckett again in on the stop. So it'll be 4th and goal at the 1 for Madison. Golden opportunity here for the Knights. Jackson's 78-yard return.
Yeah, you don't want to waste an opportunity.
The work from the gun right. Under pressure, gonna throw it low and into traffic, and it goes incomplete. Intended out there for the wide receiver. Jalen Nelson broke it up. It was Jalen Marion was the intended target out there. He could not come away with it. And so Madison denied. The Vincent defense stiffens inside the goal line, inside the 5-yard line, and so Vincent will take over on downs.
You know, both of the coaches have discussed this year the fact that they really can't get their offense rolling. And part of that comes from the numbers of guys going both ways, not having quite the amount of time that you can spend perfecting being on one side of the ball.
Rogers taking his time at the line of scrimmage. Line it off. It's the fullback coming through across the 5 out to the 7-yard line. Kenneth Scott on the carry that time. Jalen Marion able to make the tackle on defense there for the Knights.
And I think we're going to get a face mask penalty, give him another 15 yards.
Personal foul, defense, face mask. That's a 15-yard penalty. Add at the end of the run. First down.
Mike Moore busy tonight. A lot of laundry on the field, and it's going against Madison once again. We'll see it right here. It was on the tackle. Right there. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. Sometimes it looks like a penalty, and it really isn't.
So they'll move the football out to the 20-yard line. Make it the 21, 1st and 10 from the 21, and flags fly before the snap once again.
Jalen Edwards got a little head start there, moving upfield.
Dead ball, false start, offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So 1st and 15. Mark it at the 16-yard line. Clock rolling here, approaching a minute left in our first quarter. A 16-0 Vincent lead, capitalizing on 2 Madison fumbles. This time it's Edwards trying to get through, or Nelson I should say, and tackled by Jordan Jackson. Well, it was a hit show on cable, and now it's on broadcast TV. Don't miss Kara Sedgwick as the closer, Wednesdays at 7 on Milwaukee's My 24.
And Jordan Jackson, obviously one of their best running backs, also playing on there as an outside linebacker, came up, made a real tough tackle.
This could be the final play here of our first quarter. Michael Rogers in under center. He wants to throw, goes out far side, ball is dropped, and was it an incomplete pass or a fumble here? Let's see. Rule it incomplete. Intended out there for Nasir Briggs. He had that football momentarily. Did he make a move with it? That's the question. Nope, never had control of it.
Juggling the whole time.
Where's the worst place to hit a receiver? Right between the numbers.
And then oftentimes those receivers become DBs.
Yes. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. It'll be 3rd and 15. Ball just across the 15-yard line here for Vincent. They'll split the backfield. Scott and Nelson. Rogers again looking to throw, going over the middle. Nice over the shoulder catch by Andre Gregory across the 30 out to the 35-yard line. There'll be a gain of 20 and a first down when we come back. Jordan Jackson on the stop. As this will end our first quarter here. One more look here on that nice catch going up the ladder to make the grab. And that'll wind out our first quarter here at Custer Stadium on Milwaukee's northwest side. A 16-0 Viking lead over the Madison Knights. Our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights in Milwaukee tonight on My 24. Pair of Madison turnovers tonight has led to 16 Viking points as they lead the Knights by a score of 16-0. John Weiser, Terry Kelly, Mike McGivern, Kara, and our fine My 24 crew in the Gloman here tonight. A little bit of ground fog from the rain.
Looks like we're in Scotland.
Vincent going left to right here in this second quarter. They have a 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. And this is Edwards, big hole over the right side. Big strong run out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Cameron Wright able to wrestle him down, but a 6-yard gain for Jalen Nelson, the 5'8", 158-pound senior.
Yeah, he went on that right side. You got Chris Harris, a 5'11", 275-pound senior, and Javante Moody, 6'1", 235-pound senior to that side.
Got one more look there, and we've got play stopped here. Not what Madison wanted, and that's another injured player down. Boy, talking with their head coach this week, Keith Mosley, the injuries have just mounted here for Madison the last couple of weeks. Last 3 weeks, he's lost, what, 6 players, he was telling us.
Right.
Devian Phillips, the sophomore, is the player being tended to. Working on that left leg, but now up under his own power. That's a good sign. We'll walk it back to the near sideline as we head down to the sideline, and Kira.
Thanks again, guys. I've got Sergeant Brandon Watts with the United States Marine Corps down here with me. Now, what are some of the misconceptions about getting into the Marines?
Some of the misconceptions are basically that we only have one job to offer, and that job is infantry, and everyone that joins the military is going to go to war. That's not true.
Anything else?
Basically that. Sorry.
That's okay. That's probably the biggest misconception, and people just feel like they're automatically going to go to war. Now, what has your experience been like?
My experience has been pretty good. I've been all over the country. I've been to California. I'm from Florida. So I got out of Florida, got overseas to Japan, seen some pretty cool things since I've been in.
And you were lucky enough to end up in Wisconsin.
Yes, I am.
Well, we thank you so much for your service and, of course, for being a part of Thursday Night Lights this season.
Thank you for having me.
And back to you guys.
Kira, thank you so much. Penalty on that before the snap, lining up in the neutral zone. That'll lead to a Vincent first down. I want to thank Sergeant Brandon Watson for his service, being part of our game ball presentation tonight here on BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights. So 1st and 10, Vincent, the 46-yard line. Edwards, or Nelson, I should say, around the left side with some room. Jalen Nelson down the far sideline, lowers the shoulder, gets out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Lorenzo Kiles able to make the stop, the sophomore strong safety, but another strong run for Nelson.
And Nelson got a real strong block from Kenneth Scott. Went out there, isolated on the linebacker, opened the way for Jalen.
.37-yard scamper that time for Jalen Nelson. He'll set it up at the 22. We'll get a breather here. Travis Carter in there now as the tailback. And fumble on the play, ball loose near the 20-yard line. Let's see. Elijah Thompson got a piece of the running back and perhaps the football as well as we take one more look. Kenneth Scott never got control of it.
And right off the exchange, they had difficulty.
It'll be a pickup of 2, 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Carter and Scott, the running tandem here, offset I. And Rogers will hand it off. Carter coming around the right side, and he is inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line as we head down to the sideline. And Mr. Mike McGivern.
So guys, on the Vincent sidelines, they're talking about trying to sustain this drive. Offensive line, they're talking about staying low and get off and finish a block. They think if they can punch this one in, it might put Madison on their heels a little bit.
You hate to see something early here, but this really could put Madison behind the sticks here tonight if Vincent can punch this one in. Realize we got plenty of time left, but the way this is gone, as now Rogers will play fake, dumps it out, and it nearly picked off. Trying to do a jump pass that time to Dayan McCoy, who was lined up in a slot. Avery Davis broke that one up, nearly had the pick for Madison.
Yeah, and that would have been a pick 6. There's nobody left. Little, half roll coming out.
2 receivers out there, actually, Briggs and McCoy. It could have been a pick 6 the other way. That'll bring up 4th and 4 from the Madison 16-yard line. Nelson and Scott, the running tandem, the offset I behind the quarterback, Michael Rogers. He fumbles the snap. Ball kicked into the backfield, and falling on it was Nelson, but it'll be turned over on downs. Again, the exchange problem there. Elijah Thompson able to cover him up. It's a wet ball tonight, working off that wet field. Came right up into the center's hands, right into the quarterback's hands from center, and just never got control of it.
As you mentioned a little bit earlier, John, the turf is a little slick. Once that ball, I haven't seen him drying the ball off either on the sidelines or one of the officials, and so all of a sudden that can become rather elusive.
Got a reminder, BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Simply log on to my24milwaukee.com, click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from all of our games this season. my24milwaukee.com. Madison taking over on downs at their own 22-yard line. And the quarterback going to be hit and dumped immediately back at the 15-yard line. It was Cameron Travis, I believe, taking that snap. Or no, excuse me, that was Cameron Wright taking the snap. Julius Small covering him up. And another player down, and this time it's Jordan Jackson. This could be a serious blow here to Madison.
He's up and moving around right now. I don't know whether he just kind of got the wind knocked out of him momentarily. Seemed to be doing a lead block. And
so a loss all the way back inside the 20-yard line. All season long, Mike and Kara have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines, letting you know about the great things going on in the schools and communities we visit. Our sideline reports brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. 2nd and 17 from the 15-yard line. And once again, ball on the turf, and once again, Vincent has it. Problem on the exchange once again, and Ojai Hicks able to recover the loose ball for Vincent. 3rd turnover of the half for the Madison Knights.
Yeah, the loss of their quarterback has really kind of crippled Madison in terms of being able to run any kind of an offense. And so their timing's been thrown off. I think their confidence has been shook up. And Ojai, 6 foot, 315 pounds, pounces on that ball.
Elvin Taper with the strip that time. He got a hand in there to knock that ball away from the Madison running back. So Vincent set up nicely once again at the Knight 15-yard line. Just over 9 minutes to go in our second quarter with the Vikings leading 16-0. It's time to line Scott up as a tight end. The single back will be Jalen Nelson. Nelson will get the call left side. Down to about the 10-yard line, and Nelson. Avery Davis once again in on the stop for Madison. Gain of 5 on the play for Nelson.
I think what Travis Bigham is trying to do there is put a body on a body. Offensive coordinator Trey Goodry has, I think, decided I won't necessarily have Scott lead the way. I'll put him out as a tight end and give Jalen Nelson a two-way go either direction.
8 carries tonight for 69 yards for Nelson. 2nd and 5. This time it's the fullback Scott. And Scott going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Jericho Rhymes was there. First man in for the Madison Knights. So to set up a 3rd and about 5 here for Vincent. Once again, let's head downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, on the Madison sideline, number 1 coming off, he got hit in the throat, right in the Adam's apple. He's spent a little bit. He thinks he'll get back in. It looks like he'll get back in, but he's hurting a little bit. Took a punch right to the Adam's apple.
Okay, that can set you back for a little while there. Jackson trying to get that taken care of here on the near sideline as we set up a 3rd. We'll call it 6 from the 11. They'll throw for it. Little fade route back of the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Nasir Briggs able to run up underneath it just before the defender caught up with him in the back corner of the end zone. 3rd touchdown of the night. I think it was Kyle's back there, the strong safety, who may have had a chance to pick this one off. Tried to get a hand in there, and good concentration on the part of Briggs, the sophomore, to haul that one in.
Yeah, and the one thing that Coach Brigham said about Mike Rogers, he really understands throwing to the pylon. You give him a visual target like that, and he drops it in. And the result, touchdown.
Once again, the try for 2. Nelson and Scott in the backfield. The toss to Nelson. Cuts at the hash mark to the goal line, in for 2. Nelson for the 2-point conversion adds to the lead. And so all points coming off of takeaways tonight for the Vincent defense. 24-0 Vikings.
There's that deep fade right to the corner. Dropped it right in, right on the mark.
Derzana Menard is our Scholar Athlete Award sponsor this season, and coming up at halftime, we'll bring you those Scholar Athlete Awards. Kara has a chance to talk to Alan Derzan from Derzana Menard, along with a few of our other sponsors. All of that will be coming up during our American Family Insurance halftime report.
We kidded with Alan Derzan before the game. We said it seems like whenever there's the possibility of rain, Bob Menard isn't available that night and you get sent. And Mr. Derzan said, that's no problem. I love being here. It's a great night. Brings his family. And, we're so grateful for the support they give to Thursday Night Lights and obviously to football in the Milwaukee area.
We thank them for their sponsorship this year of our Scholar Athlete Award. Always looking forward to that at halftime. There's a look at Jackson on the sideline. Jordan Jackson, who took that little jab into the Adam's apple, still trying to recuperate on the bench there. So he will sit out this kickoff. He had that nice 70-yard return earlier.
Yeah, it was kind of a shame at Win for Not weren't able to capitalize on that.
Thompson in Rhymes back there, and it's going to be Rhymes. Rhymes will take it across the 20. Big hole up the middle again. Rhymes coughed it up. It's loose on the turf again, and Vincent has it one more time at the 42-yard line. Elvin Taper, I believe, recovered the fumble. It might have been Morgan who stripped the ball that time right out of the hands of Jericho Rhymes. Right there, just flailing that ball loose.
You can see he didn't have the point of the ball tucked in under the armpit, didn't have that high ball carry that coaches always preach.
Last scoring drive, 3 plays. And the 11-yard touchdown reception by Briggs in the back corner of the end zone. 4 turnovers tonight. Madison has fumbled 5 times. They've turned it over 4 of those 5 fumbles. Offset eye once again for the Vikings. Scott and Nelson, the toss to Nelson. Nelson inside the 40 and wrestled down hard there. Good hard tackle that time by Devonta Lacey Hayes, the junior safety. Was not going to be denied there. Wrestled Nelson to the turf that time. Tough 2 yards that time for Nelson as we take another look.
Both these teams have a number of underclassmen playing for them, sophomores, juniors, as well as a couple of freshmen. Colin Bailey, for example, for Madison, 6 foot, 260-pound freshman in there on the defensive line.
2nd and 8. Whistle before the snap. You delay a game here. The flag thrown by the back judge.
Delay of game. Offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Well, both coaches, when we talked to them this week, said they were going to use these last 2 games to kind of evaluate some of the younger talent and move some guys around here, figure out what they've got with some of the underclassmen coming back next year. High pass hauled in nicely by Ashante Sims. Sims inside the 25 and still on his feet. Finally got brought down inside the 25-yard line. Rhymes and Wright finally got him down to the turf.
Yeah, Ashante has, going into tonight, had 8 of the 25 catches on the season and scored 2 touchdowns.
Looked like Wright got to him right away and tried to stand him up, and finally some help arrived. Looks like a timeout taken here by Vincent. Another Wisconsin Lutheran College first down on that nice pass play. Shanti Sims, his first reception tonight. 8 receptions on the year, 2 of them for scores.
Right. Coach Brigham apparently has decided tonight we're going to try to get Michael Rogers a little bit more comfortable throwing the ball. If you've only had 25 completions going into the game, you need to sometimes build confidence. It's not that Michael Rogers can't throw the ball. I think it's just getting into that rhythm. Once he can establish that, that's certainly going to open up their offensive possibilities.
Well, for all the info on the green and gold, including special guests, players, and more, watch Locker Room. That's Tuesday nights at 6:30, right here on My Place for Sports, My 24. Well, we heard Coach Brigham talk about the line play, and he said if they could just sustain those blocks just a little bit longer, he says Rogers would have a little bit more time, and thus the confidence would start to set in.
Right, and kind of with their history of their second half, I think they're trying to make sure they pile up enough points in this opening half of play.
This will be a 1st and 10 from the 24, and penalty markers rain down before the snap.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Ike Moore has kind of been one of the more prominent speakers here tonight. He might be taking over our role, announcing the game.
I say he could make for a good play-by-play guy.
Nice deep voice. Certainly can understand what he's saying, and he projects out loudly. I'm sure maybe he had a background in theater arts somewhere along the way.
Split backfield here on 1st and 15. Scott and Nelson, the tandem. Check that, Carter, and Carter will take the toss here. And Carter, just a couple of yards. Carter in that time as a tailback, and it was Elijah Cook, their sack leader, one of their leading tacklers, able to make the play. Travis Carter, his 3rd carry tonight.
You can see that Madison rallied to the ball well. Good pursuit, getting across to the ball carrier.
5 different players there for Madison. Gain of 2, 2nd and 13. Midway through our 2nd quarter, Vincent dominating, capitalizing on turnovers here tonight. Set up this drive by 1 more. Play action, they'll roll him out. Completes the pass to Gregory. Andre Gregory, the tight end, down the far sideline, will hit the pylon for the touchdown. Andre Gregory with the touchdown reception. Got past Rhymes and Kyles that time. And like a dump truck going downhill, took it right to the pylon. Into the end zone, and Vincent strikes once again off the fumble recovery.
Yeah, he faked a little block going inside, released to the outside, dumped him the ball. 5'9", 220 pounds, rolling up the field.
So once again, Vincent for 2. Nelson the single back. Rogers going to throw that fade. Going to come back over near side, and it goes through the receiver's hands. Briggs incomplete. Kingston Barnes out there in single coverage for Madison, and that will lead us to our second quarter break. All Vincent here tonight, capitalizing on takeaways. 30-0 Vikings. Our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Vikings recovering 4 fumbles here in this first half. They lead it 30-0 over Milwaukee Madison. We were led to believe Vincent was going to try and grind it out on the ground here tonight, but Rogers, the quarterback, having quite a night.
Right. I mean, 81 yards already, 2 touchdown passes, plus 3 two-point conversions.
Rhymes and Cook back there deep, and we got a penalty flag and a procedure call here against Vincent on the kickoff.
You know, both these coaches are trying to get their programs going. I think, you know, a lot of the city schools really, you know, they just need to kind of get over that hump.
You know, 5 plays after the fumble recovery, Gregory, the 27-yard reception for the touchdown, and Vincent cruising here through this first half.
Maybe offensive coordinator Trey Guidry has decided we're going to become an aerial circus and open it up, but you'd like to see them be multidimensional.
Gregory will attempt 5 yards deeper this time. Take a low spiral. Rhymes will pick it up across the 25-30. Still waving that football around. Protect that football across the 43-yard line. I get nervous there every time he runs that ball up the middle. He was waving that ball around and ripe for another strip. Andre Gregory finally brought him down at the 43-yard line. It'll be a 23-yard return, and so Madison with good field position here. This is where you'd like to get a nice drive to end this first half on something positive for the Knights.
Well, I think that positivity, that whole concept is what both these coaches are looking for in the last 2 games of the season, to have something to build upon and move forward.
170 total yards for Vincent, and when you add the fumbles in there for Madison, they're in negative territory. They will stop play here, take a timeout. They were short a player. Well, former Philadelphia Philly pitcher Pat Combs is going to join Mike McGivern on Faith in the Zone. That's this Sunday, 8 o'clock, and again at 8 in the evening to discuss his journey of faith. That's Faith in the Zone on Sports Radio 105.7 FM The Fan, or you can check it out at faithinthezone.com.
You see Coach Mosley talking to his squad. Now, both these coaches, as we visited with them during the week, were emphasizing, you know, what they're really here to do is help these young men develop. Both programs run a study table after practice each night. They have the fellas come in, work on their homework. You know, they want to get the numbers up. They're trying to get players involved. You know, they're struggling against a number of little hindrances. So many guys, I think, see basketball as the only sport, but obviously only 5 guys can get on the court at a time. So, you know, once they can kind of get their presence felt in the school, you'd like to see all these Milwaukee City schools really be able to go back and have a outstanding season.
Nowhere to go. Wright was swamped the minute that ball came back. Julius Small was like he was in the huddle.
Mr. Small has spent quite a bit of time the other side of the line of scrimmage tonight. You can see why they're so excited about Julius, why they've made him a captain even though he's only a junior.
And again, it's that gap between the center and left guard. You got Colin Bailey, a freshman, and Isaiah Legou, the sophomore, right up there. And that's what we were talking with Coach Mosley. He says they're so young up front. He says they're just learning how to play that position.
He had no returning offensive linemen this season.
From the gun, Wright going to be wrapped up again as he's thrown to the turf. Glenn Burton making the stop for Vincent that time. Another loss, this time back to the 28-yard line. So Burton coming in untouched that time. And quickly third down here for Madison.
Now the need for that young offensive line to be able to help sustain drives is really proving to be the Achilles heel for Madison tonight.
3rd and 25. Wright wants to throw, going to chuck it over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Anthony Luckett, or I should say not Luckett, but Devontae Lacey Hayes was the intended target out there. It was Isaiah Bogan who was the defender. Nearly made a nice catch. He was looking for it, just late turning his head around.
Yeah, Bogan is actually one of the players that Vincent runs track. One of their assistants, defensive coordinator Marvin Bailey, is one of the assistant track coaches at Vincent. And once again, you can start getting more guys to be crossover athletes. That's how you start to build your program.
Appears they're going to punt here. It's a low snap, picked off the turf, and a nice punt. Beautiful punt. It'll be taken on the hop by Nelson, and Nelson met immediately at the 41-yard line. Devontae Lacey Hayes there to make the stop at the 46-yard line. So 3:35 to go here in our first half.
Yeah, kind of ran right into one of his own blockers, bounced back, and Madison was able to come up and make the tackle.
Tough play on a wet field to pick that up off a bounce, and he did run right over the back of, I think it was Ashante Sims, the lead blocker that time. But a penalty on the, not a penalty, I should say. They're moving out full forward progress to the 45-yard line is where they will spot it. And this is Dan McCoy at quarterback here. McCoy will hand it off. Fullback first man through, Kenneth Scott across the 45, just short of midfield. Hassani Hughes, the senior defensive end, able to make the stop.
You can see on both teams a number of good athletes. It's trying to develop that total package where you've got the line, you've got your receivers, you've got your backs, linebackers, and each of these teams is a couple players short in some of those key positions.
Gain of 4, second down 6. We roll under 3 minutes to go here in our first half. Nelson met in the backfield, able to break tackles, swing back near side. Steps out of another tackle across midfield and finally wrapped up at the Madison 46-yard line. Elijah Cook finally got him to the turf for the Knights. Tough to bring down. Jalen Nelson, 5'8", 158, a senior.
Maintained his balance very well.
5 yards the hard way. Broke 3 tackles that time before Cook finally got him down. Short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 1 here for the Vikings.
Yeah, Cook was a second-team all-conference defensive end last year. 6'2", 200 rangy player. Doing a fine job tonight.
Knights showing blitz. They fill the gaps here on 3rd and 1. And getting the first down inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line, Kenneth Scott. Cameron Wright, the linebacker, finally gets him down, but it'll be another Wisconsin Lutheran College first down for the Vikings. And I think Vikings will take a timeout here, try and preserve some time with 1:52 remaining. And Coach Brigham wants to work a little offense here. He's got some new players in there here on this particular drive, and I think wants to make sure we get the people working through here. Trey Guidry is the offensive coordinator there on the field.
I wonder if we'll see the omnipresent corner fade worked out here. You know, since that seems to be the pattern du jour. Good time. You've got time running down, 1:52. Just got yourself a first down.
Ben Bodart, the defensive coordinator, out there talking with the Knight people. And this Knight team made the playoffs last year. We were talking about that. They got into the first round. Unfortunately, they drew Homestead in that first round matchup, but still got a taste of postseason last year.
Right, and there's been all kinds of discussion about the Milwaukee City Conference getting into what's happened. And, you know, one of the things you point to last year, Milwaukee King got that key victory that's needed. And, you know, you can debate teams getting in or not getting in, but, you know, football's a fantastic sport. And I think the young men who are participating, you want them to have an opportunity. So if there's some kind of problem with figuring out who qualifies for the playoffs, maybe you've got to come up with some more creative ideas how to set that up.
Just had Travis Brigham in your picture there, the head coach for Vincent.
Science teacher at Vincent. Very enthusiastic young man.
And a nice chat with him on Monday. You can see the passion that he brings as the coach. As this play is whistled dead, there was confusion here on the part of the Vikings. They had a player late getting on. The right guard, Chris Harris, was late getting on the field, and I think the timing on this play was messed up because of that.
Yeah, they lined up Andre Gregory in the backfield that time, have him become a lead blocker.
Ball. Equipment infraction. Offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I don't think he had the mouth guard or the chin strap up. That's exactly what the call was by Ike Moore. He's been busy tonight.
Ike's probably going to ask for a SAG card, Screen Actors Guild. He's had so much TV time.
Water and throat lozenges at halftime. 1st and 15, ball at the 43-yard line. Minute 49 to go, first half. Offset I formation for the Vikings. And the pitch will go to Scott. Scott met in the backfield and driven down. Good form tackle that time by the defender. Cook once again. Elijah Cook, we mentioned, second team all-conference in the city last year. That's his 5th tackle tonight.
Moves very well. Good lateral movement. Plays off the block, head up, drives through the man. Textbook type tackle.
Loss of 3, 3rd and 18.
Helps the man to his feet. Says, come back my way. I'm going to do it to you again.
2nd and 18. McCoy at quarterback here. McCoy wants to throw. Going to throw it out far side, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jalen Edwards. Jalen Edwards, the split end. Devian Phillips out there in coverage to break that one up. So it stops the clock with 59 seconds to play. Vikings will face a 3rd and 18 at the Madison 46-yard line.
You know, you wonder if they'd be tempted, if it's a 4th down, to go for it. Madison hasn't been able to muster much of an offense. Vincent did get that one key 3rd down reception, so they're not opposed to throwing the ball. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy gets employed here.
Dan McCoy wants to throw. Left side, thrown behind the receiver, incomplete. Once again looking for Edwards. Phillips, again, the defender out there in coverage for Madison. So set up a 4th down. Edwards mad at himself there. He might have run the wrong route. So Travis Carter will check in here. They will punt this one away. Rogers, who started at quarterback tonight, will do the kicking here for the Vikings. Gets a low snap. Just got that one away. A knuckling punt. It will take a backward bounce and picked up by the Madison player, Jackson, who's back out there. And I'm sure that was called for there. Ashante Sims brought him down, and Jackson still shaken up. Needs to be helped up here. And it took that backwards bounce and then touched by Madison. That would have been a live ball there. And wrapped up and kind of curled that leg underneath him just a little bit. That left foot got twisted underneath him. And Jackson still trying to shake that one off.
Well, good to see him back in there. He is such a key to their offense.
Let's see what Madison will do here. They need to end this half something positive here with the final 47 seconds. Cameron Wright will duck in under center. And Jackson took a step before the snap.
I thought it was the NFL who played in London last weekend. It's starting to have that look of the fog rolling in off the River Thames.
We did have some rain roll in between 4:30 and 6 o'clock or so tonight. And now it's cooled off, and a beautiful day here in Milwaukee. 75 degrees, I think, was the high today.
We think back to the old days at Custer Stadium, and this place would have been a quagmire. So once again, the new facility is certainly helping us have a much better evening.
Madison will take a timeout here. So we talked about the Blackburn division, the Richardson division, the two divisions, and there's been some talk now after the season. We asked both coaches the same question, and they'd like to see Week 8 and Week 9 begin the crossover games, and then kind of like what the Woodland Conference has been doing the last couple years. Week 8 you cross over where first place in the West plays second place in the East, and first place in the East plays second place in the West, and so forth. I'd like to do that with the two divisions here in football perhaps as early as next year.
Yeah, and then that last game you match up the two champions from each of the divisions and play for the true conference champion, which is kind of the perfect lead-in for next week. We'll be covering the Woodland Conference Championship between Greendale and Greenfield.
That's going to be an exciting game, a hard-hitting game. Joe Cook getting the Greenfield Hustlin' Hawks into the Woodland Conference Championship with their win over Whitnall last week. Greendale, a perennial division champ the last several years, playoff team last couple of years making to the state playoffs. That should be a fun ball game next Thursday.
Something to look forward to.
1st and 15 here for Madison following the Knights timeout. And Wright, quarterback keep, just going to take it right up the middle, out to the 23-yard line. Julius Small there. Madison now thinking they might just run the clock out here. Both these teams reside in the Blackburn division, both at 1-3. King leads that division, 7-0. King creeping up into the coaches poll this week, Division 1. Getting in at number 10 this week. State football coaches poll. Is Wright going to be spun down inside the 20, back to the 16-yard line. Marleek Pitchford with the tackle. And the clock hits zeros as we reach halftime, but we've got an injured player down. Hassani Hughes, the left tackle, slow to get up. So that will end the first half here. Hopefully young man will be okay for our second half. Vincent dominating here, turning 4 fumble recoveries into points here tonight. They lead it by a score of 30-0 at the half here at Custer Stadium. BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24. And welcome back to our halftime report brought to you by American Family Insurance. We're at Custer Stadium in Milwaukee tonight. A city conference matchup. The Vincent Vikings leading the Madison Knights by a score of 30-0, capitalizing on 4 fumble recoveries tonight. The Vikings racing out to a 30-0 lead here at the end of one half. Well, tonight we'd like to highlight 2 special student athletes. The law offices of Durzan and Menard and My24 proud to present our Student Athlete of the Week nominees. And from Vincent High School, Brian Poindexter. Brian participates in wrestling, football, soccer, track, and baseball. Also cheerleading, and he carries a 2.59 GPA. Brian volunteers with Special Olympics, the Hunger Task Force, and the Salvation Army. And from James Madison Academic Campus High School, our Durzan and Menard Scholar Athlete nominee is Vanita Granberry. Vanita competes in softball and cheerleading and carries a 2.44 GPA. She's been selected captain of both the softball team and the cheerleading squads. She is active in additional school activities with the Student Blood Drive and is Youth Health Services Corps volunteer. Tonight's student athlete nominees will be in the running to receive a scholarship thanks to the great folks at the law offices of Durzan and Menard at the end of our season. And speaking of Durzan and Menard, we go down to the sideline. Kara has the Durzan family with her tonight.
It's actually only 2/3 of the family, if that's hard to believe. But I want to thank you personally, Alan, for being a part of Thursday Night Lights and for bringing your whole family out here, and of course for sponsoring the Scholar Athlete. But now I want to ask you, if somebody has not been injured at work or has not been in a car accident, but they do develop some kind of an issue while they're working, what should they do?
Well, as always, they should call us first. That's called an overuse injury, and they are pretty common. People who do repetitive type of work, either with their hands or shoulders, we see it often with people who do heavy work and develop back problems. Those are called overuse injuries, and they are covered. Those cases can be rather complex, and we invite anyone who's suffering from that type of a condition to give us a call, and we can discuss what the best way of handling that type of situation would be. And if you are interested in getting in touch with us, our number is 414-276-2100, or they can contact us via our website at durzan-menard.com.
Well, we thank you guys so much for joining us, and of course, all you guys joining us too. And we definitely appreciate you being a part of Thursday Night Lights this season.
Well, we enjoyed it immensely, and kind of sad that there's only one game left to go, but we hope to see you next week. Say hey, goodbye, everybody.
Back to you guys.
All right.
Alan Durzan, thank you so much. Durzan and Menard, attorneys at law. 30-0 Vincent on top of Milwaukee Madison in the city conference tonight. Our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights. Back with more of our American Family Insurance halftime report right after this. Welcome back once again to our halftime report brought to you by American Family Insurance. John Weiser, Terry Kelly, Mike McGivern, and Kara, and our fine My24 crew here tonight at Custer Stadium, where the Vincent Vikings lead Milwaukee Madison by a score of 30-0. We head down to the sidelines once again. Kara has our special guest from BadgerMax Sports Drinks.
That's right. I've got Kevin Mazza down here with me, who's being badgered by our general manager. I'm going to ask you, besides Thursday Night Lights, what else are you guys doing in the community?
Well, not much more on Thursday Night Lights if Terry keeps it up, but we're doing. We've got some great new things going on. We have a great kickboxing company, 9 Round, we're doing some business with which will be out throughout the state. We do some great work with Best Buddies too. Great Wisconsin organization dealing with some youth that we're really excited about coming up also.
And I've seen on social media that you guys are starting to get in some of the high schools. Can you tell us about that?
We are. We've gotten about 15 or 20 at this point, but some of the bigger ones we're excited about. Brookfield East has been a real big supporter of ours. Greenfield High School, Oak Creek we just picked up, and some of the MPS we're also talking to also. So we're trying to really get out in the entire community.
Well, and it seems like you guys are doing a really great job of that. If somebody were to say that other sports drinks are better for you or are better than BadgerMax, what would you say to combat that?
Well, I'm going to debate it, obviously. I know my history, obviously, I have some knowledge about some of the competition, but I mean, the bottom line is that we're made in Wisconsin. We're third to calories. We're real ingredients, which that's the stuff you want to have in terms of athletics and put into K-12 and the student athletes. More important things, so there's hydration and they compete at a high level. So we're really proud of that.
And you guys have just regular flavors, and then you have the 0 cal. What is your favorite flavor?
Actually, I kind of like the 0 cal grape. I was an orange kid growing up, and we do have an orange, which I think is really flavorful. So I'm kind of the orange regular, but 0 cal grape is also up there too.
And now I have to ask you, because I saw Mike McGivern doing some curls earlier, but you guys are carrying this trophy around week to week and presenting it to the winning team. Can you tell us the story behind the trophy and how much it actually weighs, just to give Mike McGivern some credit?
Well, I don't want to give Mike too much credit, but it is pretty heavy. I think each week we are getting heavier and heavier. It's probably up to 80 pounds this week just for Paul. But it's something unique. It's something the kids get excited about. We want to do something unique, kind of how we deal with our business too. So it's a huge piece of metal. Hopefully we get something smaller for another sport, but we're really excited about it, and it's fun to bring around and talk about.
Well, no way to be the title sponsorship for the first year by, coming out with a bang, right?
Well, there's only one way to do it, and that's come out unique with a bang.
Well, we appreciate all that you guys do for the community and, of course, for being a part of Thursday Night Lights.
We appreciate it also. Thanks, Kara.
And back to you.
Kara and Kevin Mazza, thank you so much. Go big or go home, I think, is what the term is. 30-0, Vincent on top of Madison. Our American Family Insurance halftime report will continue right after this on My 24. The American Family Insurance halftime report continues here on our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights at Custer Stadium. 30-0, Vincent on top of the Madison Knights. Once again, down to the sideline we go. Kira has our U.S. Army interview.
I sure do. Staff Sergeant Lakeisha Smith is joining me down here. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, why did you join the Army?
Well, since I was in 9th grade, I knew I wanted to join. I was in ROTC. My sister and I have 2 cousins that are also in the military, so I just kind of wanted to follow in their footsteps.
And what are the basic qualifications for joining?
Well, in order to enlist, the ages are 17 to 34. You have to be a graduate of high school or on track to graduate. Also, good health and good moral character.
And if anybody did want to grab any more information or was interested in joining the Army, where can they go?
Well, they could go online to goarmy.com. Also, if they want to be local and get a face-to-face, they can come to our recruiting station located in Menominee Falls.
Well, we thank you so much for all that you do for our country and, of course, for being a part of Thursday Night Lights this season.
Okay, thank you.
And back to you guys.
Kara, thank you. Thank you, Sergeant Lakeisha Smith from the U.S. Army. That leads us into our United States Army highlights. The U.S. Army strong. And the turnovers tonight by Madison led to all 4 scores tonight.
Yeah, the pattern is really established. Madison gives up the ball. Vincent gets it. Vincent scores.
First of 4 touchdowns off the turnovers there. That one by the fullback, Kenneth Scott. And the fumble on the snap, that led to the play inside the 5. And once again, Scott bangs his way into the end zone for the touchdown. 2 touchdowns on the night for Kenneth Scott, the senior. An
Another
exchange.
fumble.
Yep. And after that fumble, the old fade route. As Nasir Briggs hauls in the fade in the left corner. And then on the ensuing kickoff, Rhymes gets hit. The ball is jarred loose. Vincent able to fall on it. The Vikings capitalize once again. This time it's Andre Gregory with a 27-yard pass reception for the touchdown.
Rumbling, fumbling, stumbling into the end zone. Rolls right in.
And that's our score, 30-0. Vincent back with the third quarter right after this on My 24. Just about set for the start of our second half here at Custer Stadium in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Vincent Vikings on top of the Madison Knights by a score of 30-0. Before we get started here in the third quarter, earlier this week, Kira had an opportunity to visit with the fine folks at Goodwill.
Thank you so much, guys. I've got Cheryl Lightholder. We're standing right in front of Goodwill. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
And now, why is Goodwill so popular around Halloween time?
There's such a selection available at a Goodwill store. You have makeup, you have costumes, props, home decor, everything, one-stop shopping. So Halloween can be scary, but the prices don't have to be. You can spend hundreds of dollars at other retailers. At Goodwill, you're not going to have that.
And why would you say Goodwill is a great option for shopping for a costume?
Because you can use your creativity. You can think outside the box about what you want to be. Right now, throwback is a huge thing, 50s, 60s, 70s, but also action heroes, Star Wars. You can find those items to create your own costume at Goodwill. For example, for a superhero, you can have a pillowcase be your cape, and you can have a pizza pan be your shield. It's just thinking outside that box and doing it on a really great price.
Do you have any tips for Halloween on your website?
Yeah, amazinggoodwill.com is a perfect place to go to get tips, trends on what is hot right now for costumes, makeup tips. We have how do you dress up a pumpkin to become really fashionable. Everything that you'd want to find for Halloween is on our website at amazinggoodwill.com.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for Thursday Night Lights this year.
Thank you.
And back to you guys.
Kara, thank you so much. Got that early Halloween look going for us here tonight. The fog and the cold and everything else. So got that look going here at Custer Stadium. Well, tonight's BadgerMax secret word is team. T-E-A-M, team. Enter now on my24milwaukee.com to win a Badgers football VIP package from BadgerMax and My24. Tonight's secret word, team. Enter now, my24milwaukee.com for the Badgers football VIP package from BadgerMax and My24. Well, it seems rather obvious, Terry, what Madison needs to do here in the second half, protect the football.
Right, they've got to somehow generate some offense. Vincent's worry has always been what happens in the second half. That stat of 4 of their 5 losses came after they were leading. I'm pretty sure Coach Brigham wanted to make that point clear. We've got the lead. Let's add to it and continue rolling.
Travis Carter and Jalen Nelson standing deep. Winning the kick. Going to be a short kick. And taking out across the 45 out to the 47-yard line for the Vikings. And that was Andre Gregory on the return. Devontae Lacey Hayes making the tackle.
Yeah, so many of these guys are going both ways. Vincent Vikings have 8 of their 11 players are playing both ways, also playing a prominent role on special teams, and maybe that's one of the reasons they've had some problems in the second half. See how it plays out now.
So it'll be Michael Rogers in at quarterback, the offset eye behind him. We got penalty markers before we even get this snap off. Not sure if we had 12 men in the huddle here, perhaps. Ike Moore, our referee tonight.
Dead ball. Legal substitution. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And as expected, with a 30-0 lead and the 4 turnovers that led to all the scoring, stats reflecting.
Yeah, if it weren't for some of the penalties, they'd probably even have a more commanding lead.
11 flags in that first half between the two schools. This will be a 1st and 5 here. And the give in is to Scott coming around the right side inside the 45 of the Knights down to the 43-yard line, close to a first down. Elijah Cook making the stop, his 6th tackle tonight on defense for Madison.
You can see why he got second team all-conference honors last year as a defensive end. He's been involved in most of the plays defensively.
Get BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. Second and short. Nelson around the left side, inside the 40. Nice tackle there. Getting to him first, Devian Phillips. Credited with the stop, but it'll be a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down for Vincent, the initial first down of our second half.
Another situation where they've taken Andre Gregory, put him into the backfield. That time he got a decleater block as he just knocked the Madison defender right over.
Again this season, first down sponsored by Wisconsin Lutheran College, located in Milwaukee. A comprehensive Christian college offering 37 undergraduate majors and accelerated degree completion program for adults and graduate degree options. WLC.edu to learn more. Big run inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line by Kenneth Scott, working the right side that time. Cameron Wright credited with the stop once again for Madison. That's 5 tackles for Wright tonight.
Been rather busy himself. Madison's found themselves having to play defense most of the night due to the turnovers.
Spotted at the 33, gain of 5, 2nd and 5, just underway third quarter here at Custer Stadium in Milwaukee. Offset to the left, the I formation behind the quarterback, Rogers. And it's Nelson once again. Nelson with some room. Nelson on the run down the near sideline to the 10 and wrapped up out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Once again, Devontae Lacey Hayes racing across the formation to make the tackle, preventing Nelson from getting into the end zone.
Once again, they've got number 34 in that backfield. Instead of at his tight end position, they're using him as the lead blocker rather than Kenneth Scott, just juggling the lineup a little bit.
29-yard run down to the 4-yard line. So first and goal as we reach the power zone, brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work. From the 4-yard line, first and goal, Vincent. The toss will go back to Scott. Scott cuts it back in the middle. Penalty marker down right where he made the cut as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. Cameron Wright once again making the stop. We'll check out the flag.
I think we had a hold out there either by the right guard, right tackle. That created that hole.
Once again, Ike Moore on the call.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
So the holding call will move them back. It'll remain first and goal, but this time back out to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, the Vincent goal of limiting their penalties hasn't really proven to be the case yet tonight.
Actually move it out to the 16-yard line when they mark it off from the spot of the foul, so it'll be first and goal from the 16. There was movement up front. Might be a false start here on Javonte Moody, the right tackle.
Ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Looked like it was Moody, the right tackle, who walked out of his stance.
Javonte was a second-team all-conference lineman last year. I'm sure that's not what he wants to get the notoriety for this evening, is making a false start.
So this time first and goal from the 21. They'll toss it here to Nelson. Coming down the near sideline, has a convoy to the 5. Nelson into the end zone for the touchdown. He took on the defender, Lorenzo Kiles, at the goal line. And we do have a penalty marker down as well. So this may be coming back. A strong run by Jalen Nelson. Boy, he lowered the shoulder and finished off that run as he took down Lorenzo Kiles at the goal line. Chop block here on Vincent. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. Nelson tonight, 12 carries for 118 yards and had a touchdown taken away by that penalty.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one coming back.
Clipping. Offense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, we talked with Travis Brigham. What's the first thing we asked him about how the season has gone? He says, too many penalties. We've made too many mistakes. And a couple of touchdowns taken away because of that. And here's another case here. Watch Nelson finish this run. Kyle's the sophomore in position, but just lowered the shoulder on him and ran right through him. First and goal from the 26. This time it's Scott. Scott nearly got free at the 20-yard line. Jordan Jackson back in there now. Good to see. He missed most of the first half. Got hit in the Adam's apple there early in the first quarter. Back out there now here in the third. Good sign there.
And when they did the replay of that previous play, I think if you look back at it, what the referee might have thought he saw was a clip. Wasn't. There was a second blocker knocking a guy down. The lead blocker had a perfectly legitimate block.
Gain of 5, second and goal from the 21. We're just underway, third quarter. Vincent, their first possession here in the second half. They'll toss it to Nelson. Nelson across the hash mark inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Elijah Cook there once again. Cook having a nice night. 7 tackles tonight. About 5 of those are solos. See the chop block replay here one more time.
You see the player got pushed over the top of the other one.
Good job by our My 24 camera crew tonight, as always, each and every week. Coming up with these great shots for us, great replays. Thank the guys down in the truck and the guys up here on the cameras tonight. Great crew. Third and goal from the 15. Play action fake. They go back for the fade. Ball's in the air and it's incomplete. Intended out there for Ashante Sims. Kingston Barnes was out there in coverage for the Knights. So we'll bring up fourth and goal here. One more look. The old fade route.
A little hand fighting going on there between the receiver as well as the defender. One of those tough things to call. Which way do you go with it?
Good non-call there, I think. So fourth and goal from the 15. Vincent taking the opening kickoff here to start this second half. Got it down to the 4-yard line, but a series of penalties have kept them out of the end zone here. They'll try that fade route one more time, same spot, and it's broken up nicely. Kingston Barnes once again getting a left hand in there on Ashante Sims to knock it away. Barnes, who earlier took a shot earlier, able to bounce back. Watch this nice play here. That right hand just batted it away at the last second away from Ashante Sims. So Madison will take over on downs at their own 15-yard line. 7:18 to go here in the quarter. They need some work to do here.
Have to see who they put in at the quarterback position, if Jordan Jackson or they've gone back to Cameron Wright.
Looks like it's Cameron Wright, but they'll have Jackson back there as one of the 2 running backs, along with Kyles. They'll give it to Jackson, and Jackson met behind the line again. 3 different defenders led by Kenneth Scott for the Vikings in on that play.
I think if we look at that too, we also see Julius Small working in there. The 2 of them combined. A tackle. I'm not quite sure how many tackles Julius has been involved in this evening. Very, very active on that defensive line.
Let's check in with Mike McGivern down on the sideline.
So guys, the Madison coaching staff said, boys, we got the stop we're looking for out at halftime. We're just playing for a lot of pride right now. Let's make sure that we get a score here. They're really hoping not to get to a running clock.
This time they'll have Jackson taking in a Wildcat snap. He'll fight getting back maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Again, lots of penetration up front for that Viking front four. Nasir Briggs there on the stop. And quickly a 3rd down and 13 upcoming here for Milwaukee Madison.
Another one of those two-way players for Vincent. Nasir Briggs also a wide receiver.
You get a look at head coach Keith Mosley, the headset on there for Milwaukee Madison.
Graduate of Milwaukee Madison, wants to help bring this program back. He's working extremely hard with these young men.
A lot of passion in that locker room, and he really wants to get this program back on track. Penalty flag by the back judge here. We got to delay a game here on Madison.
Dead ball. Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, Coach Mosley says one of the keys to trying to get this program turned around is getting a number of his assistants from within the school itself. He thinks that way by having contact directly with these students day in and day out, advising them how to do better in school, what they have to do to kind of get up in the...
The snap was taken high and the play was whistled dead. We got a procedure call here against Madison.
And that's what's been frustrating for Madison. I mean, the injuries have, ruined a chance of having any continuity with their offense. Coach Mosley likes to get a little timeout and get these fellas under control. Try to make sure they can make some things fall into place here.
And he will take the timeout. We'll take our break as well. 5:40 to go here in the third. Vincent on top of Milwaukee Madison. Our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights at Custer Stadium in Milwaukee. Madison Knights facing a 3rd and 22 from their own 3-yard line. They take a timeout here, try and settle things down. They've had 3 penalties in a row. Travis Brigham, the head coach at Vincent High School, has to be pleased with the way things have gone so far tonight. So 3rd down and 22. Ball at the 3-yard line. This will be Cameron Wright taking the snap out of his own end zone under pressure, throws it out, got it away, incomplete. Nice job to at least get it away and avoid the safety, Nasir Briggs, on the pressure inside that time.
And it could be a little bit of an adventure here now watching the snap on the punt.
He came in clean and Wright just threw that one away, just hoping to avoid the safety, which he did, but now Knights have to punt out of their own end zone. Some confusion here on special teams. I'm not sure if we got too many men on the field here, or Madison was late trying to get somebody out on the field, and
substitution. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
it won't be a 5-yard penalty, it'll be a half the distance penalty down inside the 2-yard line. Cameron Travis able to step away from the defender, get a short punt away. It's going to bounce around and roll backwards inside the 10-yard line down to the 8. Ojai Hicks there. So Vincent will have a 1st and goal on the change of possession as we head downstairs to Mr. Mike McGivern.
So guys, the football team struggled a little bit, but you know what's not? Cheerleading group. They're really good. Your first name?
I'm Vanita. And I'm Terry. And I'm Krista.
So Vanita's my spokesperson. You guys did practice a lot, obviously, because you're awfully talented.
Yes, we practice a lot. We work hard. It's tough, but we get through it.
Hey, so are they cheerleaders in the crowd that know all the dance steps and everything, or is that just fans, or who is that?
No, that's our other team. We got 2 teams, so that's our other team.
You have two different teams. How long have you been a cheerleader?
For 4 years.
Hey, look right there, the camera. There you go. 4 years. How about you?
I've been a cheerleader for 4 years too.
Guys, I have to tell you, we do a lot of games, so I get a chance to see a lot of cheerleading groups. You guys are as good as they get. And congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You bet. Anybody you want to say hi to?
My mom. Hi, Mommy. Mom.
I'll say hi to my mom, too. There you go. And my dad's been gone a bit. Back to you, boys.
Hey, Mike, thank you so much. James Morgan in now at tailback, able to take that pitch down to the 1 yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and goal from the 1. And the pitch coming down the near side, breaking a tackle, getting to the end zone. Travis Carter for the touchdown. Elijah Cook, the last man there. With the toss sweep here to the near side for Mr. Travis Carter. He finds the end zone.
Travis, a 135-pound senior, showing you don't have to be 250 pounds to have some success. Do you think we'll see the fade pass to the corner of the end zone for the 2-point conversion?
I think that's what's being called right now. Elvin Taper and Travis Carter make up the backfield here. Actually, they'll hand it off. It'll be the fullback getting in there, and that's Elvin Taper for the 2-pointer.
Well, they crossed us up.
Devontae Lacey Hayes there. Well, it's the show featuring 2 adults, 1 kid, and no grown-ups. Don't miss 2.5 Men weeknights at 5 and 5:30 right here on Milwaukee's My 24. 38-0 now in favor of Vincent, and we've reached that point with the 35-point rule. We'll have a running clock here, remainder of this 3rd quarter. On what's turned out to be a rather cool and foggy night. We had the warm temperatures earlier. Rain came through, pretty steady rain for about a 45-minute period here during the dinner hour. And the air is still, and it's just a foggy mid-October evening.
Well, pleasant even, especially for Vincent. This is one of those occasions when your second half hasn't been kind of slipping and letting it go away from them. They've added to the lead. Now we go with the running clock. We've seen that Coach Brigham's tried to get in a couple of the younger players, give them their turn on offense, trying to develop some of that depth he's looking for. Madison, meanwhile, fighting for pride. Coach Mosley, I'm sure, didn't want to see him get to that running clock. You'd like to see them be able to generate a sustained drive.
Andre Gregory will kick this one away for Vincent. Gregory gets a nice end-over-end shot that taken by Cook, coming around the near side and across the 25 and spilled down at the 27-yard line. Elvin Taper, who scored the 2-pointer, comes back with the tackle on special teams. Elijah Cook on the return that time. Presence of mind to find it. And submarine that time by Taper. Saturday morning from 10 to noon on Sports Radio 105.7 FM The Fan, the Varsity Blitz High School Football Coaches Show presented by your local Pick and Save stores. Ken Krause, head coach at Muskego High School, will join Mike McGivern and Coach Joe Cook in studio. That's Saturday at 10 on Sports Radio 105.7 FM The Fan. So Madison will take their second timeout. Coach Mosley, really, again, the passion you could see talking with him. We spent a lot of time with him Monday before practice. Actually had a JV game going on. He was helping out with that, helping with the weight room, and told us he really loves what he's doing. He really does love what he's doing. He says that almost like building it from the ground up, as we mentioned, a whole new offensive line essentially for this season. Had no returning starters there, and
he's searching for answers. Just trying to find out how are we going to generate more interest. How do we get our numbers up? How do we get the fellas to do some things in the off season? But it's not for a lack of trying by Coach Mosley and his staff.
I think being a Madison grad himself, he has that alumni passion. Snap over the top of Cameron Wright. Ball's loose. back inside the 10-yard line, still struggling for it. And Vincent gets it back, their 5th fumble recovery tonight. And this time it was Marlik Pitchford who made the fumble recovery.
Travis Carter was initially in hot pursuit, digging the ball. Look, that's, I believe, Pitchford's second fumble recovery of the evening.
Yeah, he's had 2 recoveries tonight. Again, a new center in there, Isaiah Legou, this week, so they've been working on the snaps.
And we saw him in the weight room trying to work that down because they had lost their center along with their starting quarterback, so that just compounded their difficulties.
This will be Dan McCoy, and he'll pitch it out here to the far side. With it is James Morgan inside the 10, spilled down short of the 5-yard line. Elijah Cook in there once again. He has played a hard game tonight for Milwaukee Madison. He's out there still making plays defensively.
And he's one of those fellas coaches point to and they say, all right, he's giving us everything he possibly can, trying to be a leader.
So we're into the power zone here. We want to welcome the great folks at Goodwill as a sponsor this season. When a team drives inside their opponent's 20-yard line, they've entered the power zone. Brought to you by Goodwill and the power of work. Get down to the 1-yard line for a first down here. They'll toss it back. Nelson trying to fight his way inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Hassani Hughes making the stop. 4 tackles tonight for Hughes.
Yeah, Nelson's had 2 touchdowns taken off the board for him tonight. I'm sure he'd like to, crack another one for before the evening's over.
Scott the fullback, Nelson the tailback, offset to the left behind the quarterback McCoy, a junior. 3rd down and 2. They'll give it to Nelson again. Second effort, launching his way to the goal line. Touchdown, Milwaukee Vincent. Nelson able to pound it in. I don't see any laundry on the field, so this one may stand.
I'm sure Nelson was turning around trying to see if there was a flag somewhere behind him.
Good second effort that time to spring his way into the end zone. Cameron Wright had the shot to take him down, but could not get him to the turf before the goal line. So a 44-0 lead. 2-point try pending here. McCoy going to work from the gun. Going to fire it over the middle on a slant route, incomplete. Was looking for Jalen Edwards that time. Devian Phillips in coverage. And so it remains 44-0 in favor of Vincent. So Vincent on their way to their 3rd win overall, their 2nd in the Blackburn division. And they crossed over with Bayview. That was their crossover game. Had they won that game and win out, they would have had a shot to become playoff eligible.
Yeah, one of the qualifying factors within the city conference is how you do in that crossover game. So if you're, even up in wins, losses, that's going to be the deciding factor.
And they were in that game. They had the lead in that game late, and Bayview came back, scored the victory. So we've got an injured Madison player down at the 15-yard line. We talked about that with Vincent. They had the lead in 4 of those 5 losses. Actually had early leads going into the 3rd quarter in 3 of those games, and could not hang on for the win.
Right, and Travis Brigham, here he is, 2nd year head coach, trying to get the program kind of reestablished. We watched him as he's talking to kids in the hallway, asking, how come you didn't do football? I thought, think about it for next year, trying to give encouragement. Science teacher, I'm sure, he's working very hard with that. And so many of these teachers at all the schools, the amount of time they give within the classroom what goes on outside the classroom, and you'd like to see them all be able to enjoy the success that they deserve.
The play on the 2-point conversion. Looking to see where the injury may have occurred, but we've got the player being helped off here to the near sideline for Madison. Devian Phillips. We'll take a look at Phillips here on the near sideline. Let's head downstairs to Mr. Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, say hi to Alicia. Alicia, say hi. Hi. So Alicia's dad wears the orange every game and does a great job. He's very proud of you.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to him about it. He said you're very good in the MSO. And you're very good with music.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Where do you go to school?
I go to school at Mesmer Prep.
Mesmer Prep. I went to Mesmer High School. It's really nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Keep up the good work. Your dad's really proud of you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's my new best friend right there.
Mike's always getting new best friends every week.
Well, you know, we kid Mike quite a bit, but he does an amazing job. His coverage of high school games on Friday night, the scores, what he does with the coaches on Saturday morning, always promoting high school sports, football. He loves basketball, obviously. Watching him work the crowd, I think he's considering political office someday. He's, next thing he'll be kissing a baby on the sideline.
Well, don't short Ron Davies, because Davies thinks he's running the show on Friday nights.
Davies thinks he's carried him. And, it'll be interesting to listen to Joe Cook on Saturday. After listening to it, we probably think they'll have no chance come next week in the crossover game, and he's done an amazing job. First title in 37 years for the Greenfield Hawks. I'm sure they're going to show up.
Yeah, that'll be our game next Thursday, the Woodland Conference Championship game. Wright will take it himself, and that'll run out the clock here to end our third quarter. Vincent in command as we head to the final 12 minutes. 44-0 Vikings on top of the Madison Knights. Our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Vincent on top, 44-0. It's been their defense tonight. They've taken advantage of 5 Madison fumbles tonight. As we start our fourth quarter, Madison with the football, and they try and run wide right with Wright, and it was Glenn Burton on the stop for Vincent. Short of the 35-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 upcoming, or excuse me, 3rd and about 7 here for the Madison Knights. They fumbled the ball 6 times. Vincent recovering 5 of them, cashed all 5 in for scores tonight. And Vincent defense. Right, gonna go over the middle through Cook's hands and through the defender's hands, incomplete. Elijah Cook, the intended target. Keon Stewart was the defender and nearly had another pick. He had one earlier tonight that went through his hands.
Yeah, Elijah can't quite believe just what happened there. It bounces right to him. Not able to make that catch.
So 4th and 8. And let's see what the Knights will do. Appear they will punt here. And we have a running clock. We have the 35-point rule in effect here. So scoring and team timeouts will stop the clock. Otherwise, it will continue to run. Just across midfield, takes a Madison roll inside the 40, down at the 38-yard line. Elijah Cook, who's done everything tonight. If we had a list a defender, I think, or a player on Madison tonight, Elijah Cook certainly fits that mold here tonight as an outstanding player for the Knights.
Yeah,
Well, while we have the change of possession, let's toss it to Kara. Early this week, visited with John Griffiths from Menards.
Thank you so much, guys. I've got John Griffiths, manager of the Germantown Menards store with me. Can you tell us a little bit about Menards as a corporation?
Menards is a family-owned and operated business. We still have our home office right here in Wisconsin in Eau Claire. We've got over 280 stores throughout the Midwest, including 12 right here in the Milwaukee area. We've been a long-time proud sponsor of Milwaukee high school sports. We understand and appreciate the dedication and hard work it takes the student athlete to succeed, along with the support they get from their coaching staff, their families, the community, and their teachers to achieve their goals both on and off the field.
And is there anything else you would like to add?
I'd like to wish both Milwaukee Madison and Milwaukee Vincent the best of luck and hope that everyone enjoys the rest of the game.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for Thursday Night Lights, and back to you.
Thank you, Kara. Nice run by Elvin Taper once again. Down to the Madison 28-yard line. 34-yard run that time for Taper. Offset eye, 1st and 10 Vincent. Hand it off to Kenneth Scott. Scott taking tacklers with him inside the 25-yard line. Cook getting up from the bottom of that pile. 9 tackles tonight for Elijah Cook. Fought off that block.
He's on special teams. He plays offense. Going to be a very tired young man.
Cook, second team all-conference, leader on the defense. Sack leader coming into the game here tonight for Madison. Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7. Play fake. They're going to run the quarterback around to the near side. McCoy out of bounds. Cook once again able to chase him down. That's 10 tackles tonight for Elijah Cook. So we take another look here. Quarterback option.
Once again, good form as you watch number 80 Elijah Cook drive right through McCoy.
Short of the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. Ball just inside the Madison 20-yard line, working on the near hash mark. Gregory drops the football, and this time Madison recovers. First turnover of the game by Vincent. As Andre Gregory fumbled, Jalen Marion able to recover.
Another one of the juniors playing for Madison this evening.
One more look here. Gregory had it, and he was trying to, I think, shift it to the other arm from right to left, and that's when he lost control of it. Well, all season, Mike and Kara have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines, letting you know about the great things going on in the schools and communities we visit. Our sideline reports being brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Stay with us in our post game. We'll have the Player of the Game award, the U.S. Army Player of the Game, and then our trophy presentation will be coming up. All right, we'll keep that one. Squeak out a yard or 2. Getting up from the bottom of that pile, Jalen Edwards once again. So with the win tonight, Vincent going to go to 2-3 in the Blackburn division of the City Conference. 3-5 overall. Madison will fall to 1-4. And 1-7 overall, right? Under pressure again. And he breaks out of one tackle and then buried inside the 20. James Morgan was there to finish him off.
Yeah, Marlene Pitchford got upfield right away, got his hands around his hips, slowed him up. So his teammate could come in and finish off the tackle.
Load him up just enough there for Morgan to finish him off. Now a 3rd and 15. Ball back at the 16-yard line. Snap rolls back to right. He just tries to get that one away as he was under pressure immediately. Back at the 11-yard line. Once again, Edwards on some pressure with Javante Moody. And brings up a 4th down here for Madison. Mark it at the 11, and looks like the punting unit back in there now for Madison. It's going to be Rayshawn Sykes, I believe, who will kick this one away as it rolls back to him, gets this one away. Much better punt this time. Gets it to Nelson at the 35. Nelson inside the 20 down the far sideline. Jalen Nelson will take it into the house. Jalen Nelson, a 35-yard punt return for a touchdown, puts the exclamation point on this one here tonight.
Yeah, having had 2 taken off the board, I'm sure he's quite happy with this result. But he made after he made that catch, he made a quick decision, turned it upfield, planted, and he was through. Boom.
Right there. 2nd touchdown of the night for Nelson. As you said, he had 2 taken away by penalty back in the first half. Another 2-point try upcoming here for Vincent. They're short one more player.
Yeah, there's a couple of new players in there for Vincent on the offensive line, and suddenly, all of a sudden, your special teams get all out of whack. It's one of those things where coaches get a little frustrated. They're trying to have guys get their chance to play.
That'll be our quarter break as well. 2-point try when we come back. BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24. "35-yard punt return for a touchdown by Jalen Nelson. The 2-point try upcoming here. We'll see what McCoy wants to do here with the... And we'll hand it off, and it's the big man, like the refrigerator Perry here. Hicks going in for the 2-point try. And so it's 52-0 Vincent. We'll head down to the sideline. Mike McGivern's got a very special guest with him.
Hey guys, here with Bill Mobeck. He's Commissioner of Athletics for MPS. This facility is top-notch, Bill.
Yeah, they did a really good job on this. Renovated Custer Stadium and a brand new South Stadium. So it's really good for our kids, our coaches, and our fans.
Yeah, I haven't seen South Stadium, but I've had a couple guys gone over there, and they've said nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, it looks really good, especially anybody that's been there before when it was condemned on the one side, and it's just marvelous right now.
You know, they thought at one point about possibly just knocking it down. I'm really happy they didn't. How are things going for you this year? So far, so good?
So far, so good. Almost through the fall season. Looking forward to basketball and wrestling and swim and winter season. And
you're 12-month guy, man. You're busy all the time, aren't you?
We are busy all the time, but that's good.
Yeah,
job security.
Yeah, boy. Thanks for having us tonight.
Hey, I appreciate you guys coming here each year, showing off our MPS schools. It's a pleasure to have you here.
It's Bill Mobeck. I'm a big fan. He's a good guy. Does good work for MPS. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Count us among fans as well. Bill Mobeck, outstanding job as the athletic director for MPS and this beautiful facility. Getting that set up and taken care of. South Stadium, the renovation there, and creative ideas with the conferencing divisions and the crossover games and getting that all set up. Bill has just done an outstanding job trying to help out the MPS high schools and get their athletic programs in order. Rhymes down the sideline. Rhymes far side, and he was decleated short of midfield. Rhymes, football, and defender all go flying one way. Julius Small with the hit. We take one more look. Shoulder to shoulder. That's how you finish off the tackle.
Well, Julius, we've mentioned a number of times this evening, has been very active defensively. Showed a little bit of speed there. I'm pretty sure he'll probably be talking to Coach. You saw my teammate get the chance to carry the ball. I deserve my shot.
Now, final 2 and change here. Madison just, again, hard to overcome. 6 turnovers. And have any chance to win a ball game, and that's what did them in, particularly that first half. They fumbled on their first 3 possessions. That led to the 3 scores right away, and suddenly you're down 3 touchdowns. And let's take one more look here at the hit here. Just threw that right shoulder into Rhymes, and player, helmet, ball, everything going 3 different directions.
Got his teammates all excited and riled up.
But you've got Hamilton on the other side in the Richardson division, undefeated in Richardson division play. Nice article in the paper today on the Hamilton program and getting that back on track. King leading their Blackburn division at 7-0 overall, 5-0 in the conference.
Yeah, King has had a very fine team now for about a 5-6 year run. We had the pleasure of doing one of the King games last year, and as we mentioned a little bit earlier, King grabbed a playoff victory last year over Menominee Falls in the first round. And that's what coaches want to emulate within the city conference, that idea that they can go out and compete with anyone.
Wright will take the snap. He will keep it, trying to get to the near side and nowhere to go as he was wrestled down that time. Glenn Burton with the tackle. Well, it's the funniest hour on television, featuring your 2 favorite families. Watch The Simpsons and Family Guy weeknights starting at 6 on My Place for Fun. That would be My 24. Unfortunately for Madison tonight, they had 3 players get dinged up. Head coach Keith Mosley going to have to run the infirmary once again this week. Try and get some confidence instilled in the offensive line as Wright will take the direct step, advancing the ball across the 45 out to the 48-yard line for a gain of 3. Anthony Luckett there to make the stop.
You're somewhat limited coming in with your offense. When you've got a gentleman who's been playing running back most of the year, suddenly you have to turn him into running the Wildcat. Then you all of a sudden have one of your leading ball carriers, Jordan Jackson, out of the game, and so now they're really trying to make things up on the fly, and it's just not going to work.
3rd and 12. Low snap, separated, Wright separated from the ball. Another fumble here. Devon Westby got there, and I think Wright was able to fall back on it. That'll take us under a minute to go.
One of the things you saw the Vincent players come up and kind of pat the guy in the back. They're not trying to rub in anything that's going on here. They appreciate that, just like they are, they've been struggling, Madison, with the season, and they're not taunting. They're acting, with class, and that's what's one of the things you hope you can teach through football.
Well, Vincent will snap a 2-game losing skid at the hands of Madison here with the win tonight. They take as much time here. I think that's Coach Mosley's direction there. Try and take it down as far as he can, and they'll run it up across the 45, struggles across midfield, and that will do it here tonight from Custer Stadium as Vincent ends a 2-game losing skid at the hands of Madison, picking up a 52-0 victory over the Knights here tonight at Custer Stadium. We'll pause, take a break, be back. We'll have the Player of the Game award and the trophy presentation in our postgame, our BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Welcome back to Custer Stadium tonight, where the Vincent Vikings take down the Madison Knights by a score of 52-0. The defense tonight, the difference really, 5 fumble recoveries cashed in for touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, they set the offense up, didn't allow that second half letdown that Coach Brigham had been worried about.
Well, one gentleman, Jalen Nelson, had quite a ball game tonight. Mike McGivern down on the sideline with the Vincent Vikings.
Hey guys, U.S. Army Player of the Game, Jalen Nelson. Jalen, congratulations, well done.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you that offensive line did a nice job for you today.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You want to say thank you to them?
Thank you, y'all.
There you go. There you go. Whoa. Hey, hold on. Sergeant Richards got something for Jalen. Sergeant?
All right, we would like to present Jalen Nelson with the Player of the Game from the U.S. Army.
U.S. Army Player of the Game. Boys, back to you.
All righty, Mike, thank you so much. Our Player of the Game award to Jalen Nelson tonight, and why not? What a night he had.
Right, and he kind of showed the value of perseverance. A couple touchdowns taken away, kept playing hard.
A couple of touchdown runs tonight. He had the 15 carries for 130 yards tonight, including a touchdown run. Returned the punt, 35 yards for a touchdown here in the second half.
Yeah, they're a leading ball carrier for the season, and he certainly maintained that position again tonight.
So congratulations, Jalen Nelson. Our Player of the Game presentation brought to us all season long by the U.S. Army. Army strong. We head back down to the sideline. Mike McGivern and our BadgerMax trophy presentation.
So, Travis, we talked a little before the game, right? And you said, hey, we gave a couple away, and we're getting better each and every game, and that was impressive.
Thank you. We're definitely building for next year, and we're definitely trying to get all these juniors their playing time to see what we have coming up.
Not bad, right? Not bad. That was their homecoming game.
Yes, it was. Yeah, we felt that pain last week, so we knew what it felt like.
Well, I'll tell you what, this team looked good tonight. You know what, took care of the ball a little bit better than they did, and certainly you got some young guys. The future is bright at V-House, right?
Yes, it is.
Hey, the BadgerMax guys got a great trophy for you, Kevin.
Coach, great job this week. Obviously working towards a conference game here. You're moving forward, which is the most important aspect. Fellas, good job today. Congratulations, BadgerMax game. Here you go.
Here it is.
Pick that sucker up.
All right, well done, boys. Hey, turn it around. No, the trophy. Hold on, the trophy. There you go.
My fault, Ma. I mean embarrassed.
You did embarrass. Hey, you know what you played? You told me before the game to keep my eye on you. I did. Played a nice game tonight.
Sorry.
You bet. Look at that camera. It's that BadgerMax right here. He's holding it up. Boys, congratulations. Well done.
BadgerMax trophy presentation to the Vincent Vikings tonight, a 52-0 win over Milwaukee Madison. We'll take a quick break, back with a final word from Custer Stadium right after this on My 24. Vincent Vikings get to 3-5 overall, 2-3 in the City Conference, a 52-0 rout of Milwaukee Madison tonight. Next week, Thursday Night Lights visits Greendale, where East meets West, the Woodland Conference Championship game. Greenfield's Hustlin' Hawks take on the Greendale Panthers in a battle for the top of the Woodland Conference. That's next Thursday at 7 here on My 24. Should be a great ball game.
Should be a great game. Not only are they trying to grab the conference crown, they're trying to propel themselves, moving forward into the playoffs. They want to go in, with that big win.
And now we'll catch you next Thursday at 7 right here on My 24 for Terry Kelly. Tim Kelly, our sponsor tonight, Don, our statistician, and our entire My 24 crew. John Weiser saying good night from Custer Stadium.
BadgerMax Thursday Night Lights on My 24 is brought to you by BadgerMax Premium Sports Drinks. Drink it to the max. Menards. Save big money at Menards. Wisconsin Lutheran College. American Family Insurance. And by Durzon and Menard. They work for the average Joe. Additional support has been provided by the U.S. Army. the Marines, Goodwill, and Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan.